All right. Well, that was an abrupt or entrance, I guess, to this. But yeah. Hello everybody. Welcome to the Music Thoughts podcast here on MSPWaves.com. I am EldritchsPIG, and as always with me is
Trey50Daniel.
what up, what up?
Nothing much. Just been freaking coughing my head off for the past week.
That sucks, man. You know what's interesting? So I got like a fucking flight in about almost like a week or some shit. And this week, the last weekend rather, something interesting happened. I was very near to a heat stroke, and it was quite the experience. I'll have you know. I wasn't at the heat stroke level because that's like top level dangerous shit. Um, I was heat exhausted or heat exhaustion, whatever you want to call it,
Mm.
and I also had some allergies, some skin rash shit happened to me. Um, and when I fucking looked the symptoms up, it actually had like skin rash as a COVID symptom. And I was like, huh? Okay, well,
Well, they've been
fuck.
adding symptoms, dude. They've been adding. I saw that there was something that said they added four new symptoms to COVID. It's like, oh, you can have a lesion on
Broken
your arm and
leg.
that'll be COVID. Yeah,
Oh,
well, it's so stupid like
well,
that. Oh
it's
yeah.
been like a running joke since 2020 that if you fucking fly, if you jump off a plane without a parachute, you're gonna die of COVID. But yeah, so that shit was fucking interesting, and you know, I I was hallucinating. I haven't hallucinated since I took speed, so that's been many years since I've done that. I was like fucking, it's like in 2008 or 2009 or something. So it's been a while since I've hallucinated. I was hallucinating. I was feeling weak. Um, I was I was literally like my body temperature is like 40 degrees, and I was not even
Mm,
sweating. Like right now I'm sweating, which is good, because it's
mhm.
warm and shit, so it's good that I'm sweating. I wasn't fucking sweating at 40 degrees body temperature, so that's fucking that's stupid. Um I wasn't like uh coughing or anything. So I was like, yeah, I don't have COVID. I'm not coughing. I'm not doing anything like that. So I think I'm good. The skin rash was like basically just allergies. It's happened all summer. It's just I'm allergic to a lot of shit, and pollen in the air and all that stuff. It just fucking affects me. Um, but
Yeah, I
because
know
I
how it
drank
is.
so much wine without drinking water that fucking Friday, um,
Oh,
I
like
was
you basically just zapped your.
dehydrated to the fucking like to the core. So on Saturday, when I went to grab lunch at fucking like midday, it was already like almost 35, 36 degrees Celsius. Um, and when I came back home, that's like when this shit like it's during Sunday was when it fucking started to manifest. Now the funny thing is, so to deal with the fucking almost heat stroke, I started putting wet towels on my body and shit, my face and all that stuff. Um, and
Yeah.
fan blowing air on me and all that kind of shit, taking showers and whatnot. And the heat exhaustion kind of went away, but the temperatures, funnily enough, started going down on Tuesday. That's when I started to recover from the heat exhaustion. Um, still with like wet towels on my body and stuff. And then the temperatures start dropping. So when the temperatures start dropping, you're still like with wet towels on your body and shit. So basically, I got a cold. So it's fucking, it's great, man.
uh,
It's fucking good. I go from almost a fucking heat stroke to getting shit on by a fucking cold. So yeah, it's been a fun fucking week. But I told about mine. So yeah, how's your week been, man?
Yeah, so I've basically just been coughing my lungs off the entire week because my son coughed in my face for like 5 days straight. I thought they've had something. The little one has
Your
RSV.
eldest or your youngest?
Well, my both of them have had a cough for like the past like week. Um,
Oof.
yeah, well, it's almost like a week and a half basically now that they've been coughing. The little one has RSV. I don't know if you know what that is. Basically, like they've been
I
like
mean, not in
coughing just
English.
sitting. Yeah, it's hold on, let me see.
I mean, you just say like the full
Yeah, so
extent of the
it's
thing.
what is it called here? Well, I don't remember the full name of it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought you
Let's
were going
see.
to translate it and tell it to me in Portuguese. I was going to like, okay.
This is what it is. Um, but yeah, he's been coughing a lot. Can't really stop coughing, and basically we can has a weaker immune system right now. And then the older one has been coughing his head off, and of
Mm,
course, mom didn't want him in there coughing with her, so she sent him in here with me. And so he gets up in my face once, wanting to like, "Hey, Dad, let's do this," and I'm like, "No, like you're coughing. We're not gonna like, oh, Dad, let's go outside and play." No, you're coughing. Like you're sitting here coughing your head off. No, we're not gonna go outside and get hot and sweaty while you're coughing. That would be bad. And I tell him that, and then he just keeps like coming in here and getting my business, and finally I get whatever he's got, because then I'm coughing, and like it feels like I'm like I've for a while it literally felt like I was expelling like demons, like it was like the exorcist of like coughing.
mm.
Or more, it was like a you know God, what was it's like from the Batman movies, like whenever Scarecrow, like
Mm.
he like does that blows that gas or whatever at people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of looks like that. Like it kind of felt like
Oh, so you're seeing
I
like
was doing that.
demons and zombies and shit?
No, I was just completely fog brain though. I couldn't think. I didn't even know what was going on. I just
Oh.
basically I've just been going about my day and coughing my head off. Like it felt like a fog over my head the entire time.
Yeah, that's gotta suck, man. I mean, honestly, dude, I feel it because like I was hallucinating that I was fucking don't ask me why. I don't fucking know why, but I was hallucinating I was mass producing Scada cars. I don't listen. I was laying in bed, okay, hot as fuck, and I was hallucinating I was mass producing Scadas. I don't fucking know where that shit came from. It's just the weirdest fucking thing ever. I guess that's why it's called hallucinating. I don't fucking know, man. Yeah, why would I be mass
Yeah,
producing Scadas? Like, what the fuck? It's the weirdest fucking shit ever. Like, why would I be
I do
mass
know I kept hearing
producing
noises.
cars?
Like I
Uh,
do know I kept hearing noises, and then I would check on stuff, and like there's nothing there, like nothing making noise. I was like,
oh, dude,
why am I
listen.
hearing like bumps? Like it's like randomly just be listening to a video or something like that, and it sounds like somebody's like breaking into my house, and I'm like, I go look, and there's like nothing. There's nothing there, and I'm like, did I just imagine that happened, or what's going on here? Like my brain is screwing with me.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up, man. But you tested negative for COVID, right? So I mean, that's good. So it could just be like a
Yeah,
fever or something like that, you know. Um.
yeah. Well, and what's funny is like my fever broke on like Tuesday, but I've been still coughing my head off until like
Oh yeah, that's
I
normal,
haven't.
dude.
Yeah, I haven't coughed really that much today. But when I do cough, you could still tell like there's something like deep going on there, because it feels like there's
Oh,
a
dude.
build up to like a huge cough. It doesn't
When
make
I
any
went
sense.
to England, and this is one of the things that I'm afraid of with this flight. I don't know if this was like a thing of that time or whatever the fuck, but when I flew to England and I landed and shit, like in the next 3-4 days, I started to contract some disease. I don't know what the fuck it was, man, but like I was I was I was coughing so hard my lungs, like my entire fucking lungs hurt. the fucking shit. And now I was like, dude, just kill me. Fucking shove a goddamn fucking spear through my brain and please end my misery. I was
Yeah,
so fucking like, oh, I hated it. And I'm a smoker. I've been a smoker for almost 20 years. So it was fucking aggravated by that shit. But you know, like it's oh my god, I hate fucking congestion cough or whatever the fuck it's called. It's
yeah. I
so
would.
bad.
I don't know. Like, I would rather have like constant diarrhea than
Mm.
to have have the cough that I was having. Like, because like you said, I literally felt like, okay, like just off me. If this is what it's gonna be like, if I'm just gonna sit here and do this for another 5 days, just go ahead and off me, because this is ridiculous. Because like I said, I was sitting there, and like I got um like ab pains from
Mm.
coughing so hard. Like it was like exercising that muscle. And then like if I got like a cramp one time, and I coughed, and then it caused me to cramp, and I was like, oh, that one really hurt. Like
Oh,
it just kind of
dude. You just
like it
reminded me
cramps
of
up.
one thing that I'm not mad about the fact that I forgot about it. But that was one of the fucking issues about the heat exhaustion shit and the heat stroke thing is fucking muscle cramps. Oh my god, dude. I wanted to fucking rest, right?
I
I
hate
wanted
muscle
I
cramps.
dude, I wanted to fucking rest and just let me be laying down and shit. And my fucking leg muscles were cramping so fucking hard. I was going to the right, I couldn't. I was going to the left, I couldn't. I was like fucking just laying on my back, and I was just like, oh fuck, my on my back I'm too hot or whatever the fuck, and I just went left and then right. So basically for like 3 days I couldn't fucking sleep for shit, and I hated it. Still but like just so hot, and it's just fucking dude. Heat strokes are fucking dog shit, man. I don't want that ever again. Um so yeah. Hopefully I'll never
See,
get
this is
that
why
shit again,
I'm
because you know, in Bulgaria the weather seems to be quite nice. So go
yeah.
on. Sorry.
But yeah, so I the worst thing that I had is I've had somehow I get like I would get cramps in my sleep sometimes, like in my legs, like they would
Mm.
cramp up. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
same.
I could never figure it out, but like I would get cramps, and then all of a sudden, like I would try to get up and like walk on it, because try to like walk it off, kind of,
Yeah.
and it just triggers the pain worse. And I've had it where I collapse to the floor because of that. It's so
One thing that
awful.
helped me was laying down and having my legs sort of like above my body. So like if you have anything
Yeah.
that can elevate your legs, that should help me out with the fucking muscle cramps.
Well, that probably explains why I haven't had them in like forever, because our current bed, like the feet, are pretty well. Like your feet are pretty held up on that bed, and you can adjust the feet to be above your head anyway. So it's really nice to be able to adjust that bed like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I just haven't really dealt with it as much. I think it partially helped laying. I've started laying different too, and it's helped me not like cramp up at all, really,
Mm.
because instead of, I was like laying on side, or laying on now I kind of like lay back with kind of with my arms up a little bit, just, and it kind of feels like it elevates me and makes me feel a little bit easier while trying to sleep. But I couldn't even do that while I was coughing, though. So I had to actually get myself elevated, and then I elevated the bed one night, and my wife is like, she just like went like got up and went to the couch. She's like, I'm not sleeping with the bed up like this. It's like, okay. And then
So you put your
uh
wife sleeping on a couch?
no, I didn't. She did that on her own. And I just adjusted the bed. I wasn't thinking about like her. Like she wasn't like, yeah, yeah. That honestly, I wasn't thinking.
Well,
I was
technically
just
you
thinking
made your wife sleep
like,
on a couch. So
yeah. Technically, I
I guess you
did.
kind of win on the manly thing.
Well, yeah, I
Typically, he's
kind
a
of
man that goes sleep on the couch.
well, I'd slept on the couch the past like couple of nights because I I don't want to be coughing all over. And then also she gets mad, like I said, if I have to elevate it. So I was just like, well, I'll go in here and I'll sit on the couch and I'll lay the couch back and like so I can still be elevated. But I don't know. It seemed to
You gotta
work.
get a back cave and fucking shove one of the same beds in
Extra
there.
bed, like a
Yeah.
a bat bed to kind of like spin out there and just like lay out there for me.
Hmm. Well, I guess both weeks sucked for both of us, so that's great. Um, yeah, man. So what else besides like the fucking illnesses and shit like that? What else went down?
I mean, not really much for me. I've just been trying to think about some different things. One of the biggest things that I've decided is that in my local town or county area that I'm actually gonna try to get involved like politically because I'm tired of like see these people who basically like waste all of our money, and so
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to get involved and do something with that. So
Oh
that's the biggest
shit!
thing that I've done. So trying to make that decision and trying to figure that out.
You know what I've been thinking about? Is Hive like strong in Bulgaria? Like, is there like a strong community of Bulgarians in Hive or something? Because I don't think I've ever seen anything, but I also haven't looked.
I
So
know that like the most of like the Latin American community, like there's a lot of
yeah,
Latin countries that are
they're
like
pretty
in
strong
South
on it.
America.
But yeah, man, like I've been thinking about that shit. Like fucking, I think Bulgaria could like really benefit from like something like Hive. You know what I'm saying? Because Hive is basically at the same price of their currency right now. You know, so like if people could start using it and stuff, that would be great. So I mean, I don't know, man. I could potentially like be an ambassador for Hive and Bulgarian stuff, and I could potentially like start bringing some users and stuff. That would be cool. I would love to do that. Um. So
Yeah, and I
yeah.
mean, like, I know that, like, I wish that people would notice, like, around here, because, and honestly, I have a strategy, and this is part of like the politic thing that I was talking about. Is if I can go and I can get elected to, just it's gonna be a small role. It's just like approving things for our county. That's the idea anyway. And if I get involved with that there are some ways we could utilize Hive. I think that the biggest thing would be, uh, and this is something I've been mulling over. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately and trying to think about, okay, well, what do I want to strategize? Like, what's my strategy going forward for my life? What are the goals? What things do I want to accomplish, and how can I actually
Hmm.
what's the step to do that kind of stuff? And so I was thinking, like, well, if we could use if I think Hive has smart contracts, and we could use uh, if I'm not mistaken, Hive has smart contracts, and we could use NFTs as a way to actually store property information, and then that way it would save the city or save the county a lot of money of trying to they have to do all this like our county is like really archaic about things, very
Hmm.
old school.
Yeah. Same
We
thing here.
yeah, we only recently got to where you can pay your driver's license fee online, and you can only do that like once, and then after that, you have to actually go and get it manually changed again
Oh,
or like manually updated. So
just
yeah, like
reminded
you gotta.
you just reminded me of one thing because like Portugal is introducing taxes for cryptocurrency. Um. So
I knew I noticed that yeah I knew that they didn't have any taxes previously, but
yeah,
that's crazy.
good fucking thing I'm leaving, huh?
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be taxed at the wazoo freaking.
Yeah.
for all the hive you make. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
hoping the U.S. I'm hoping the
I,
U.S. we don't tax
I'm
it
not
so bad.
sure because like I think that they're taxing you if you're paying crypto or if you're using crypto to like buy certain things or do certain things. You know, like I don't think if you just move things or something like that, I don't think they have a say in it. But I think that's to combat a little bit of like because Lisbon is fucking falling to the ground, man. Like everyone talks about Lisbon as like this fucking glamorous place and shit, but the reality is there's a lot of foreigners in Lisbon. I mean, pretty much foreigners took over that place at this point, and because I mean, like we've talked about this before, I think, in the reality is like uh if you're on like an American wage or a UK wage or a German wage or something
Hmm.
like that, you're going to live so much better here because it's just so much cheaper with the money you make, you know. So yeah.
Well, especially since the EU actually, I don't know if you saw this, the EU went under the dollar. Like the dollar was more valuable than the EU for the euro, or like it was the dollar was more valuable than the euro for the first time it's in like I don't know 20 years or something like that.
Oh shit, when was that?
It was the other day. Let me see if I can find the article.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the let's see, pushes euro. Oh
I
man,
mean,
I freaking hate when they.
I'm sure it's still like very close, right? But
Yeah, it's like it's basically
so like it used to
like
be one
point
like so
point
one
nine nine
dollar
euro.
was okay, yeah. So it used to be basically like €1 was almost like $2 at some point. Then it started to be like €1 was almost like $1.30, $1.20.
Yeah, best that I can remember. Most of the time, it's like $1.25
Yeah.
is $1 US. That's basically been where it's hovered around for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's like the euro just went paywall. Let me see if I can find a better one. Yeah, here we go. Better one. Even though I hate CNBC. Yeah, archive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, fuck
you'll
Euro
see.
anyways. I don't fucking like Euro, man. Euro
D-
fucked up our currency, to be honest with you.
Wait, do you guys still have like a Portuguese currency? Like even
No,
though the
we
euro?
we haven't had our
That's
own
it.
currency since 2002, which is sad as fuck. Because our
Mm.
currency was so cool, like legit so cool. Not because of value or anything, but it was actually fucking amazing.
Like the
The
cool looking paper
graphics,
money.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, it was so fucking cool. Like they actually fucking put effort in that shit, like back in the day. And nowadays it's just stupid ass fucking bills that no one fucking likes. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's why like the US dollar like is less like interesting to people because you look at like these especially like South American countries like Brazil and stuff like that, their dollars are like way cooler than the US dollar, like the way it looks. Obviously, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want them to like take take the classic like George Washington, all this stuff,
I mean, you
like
still have
because they were
like the
proposing.
original shit, right?
Yeah, but you don't like you can like make it look new without having to um but then again like in the US they're really trying to go away from paper money at all.
Well,
So
but
it's kind of
that's the
weird.
thing. Like, you still have your original looking money. Like, we used to have
Yeah.
super cool, like, gothic font, you bills and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And then it just went to euro, and it was just like this fucking boring, modernized look. Like, it
Plain.
looked so old fashioned, like with the boats and stuff. We had a bill at some point, like many years ago, but we had a bill at some point which was dedicated to Antonio Edgar Muniz, which is the guy that invented lobotomies. So
Mhm.
we had a bill in like dedicated to the guy and shit. So yeah, I guess lobotomies are no longer cool. So but yeah, some people fucking needed lobotomies. Like the Alphabet Squad could use some lobotomies. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that they made a mistake by basically saying like that we're never gonna do them again. There's some people
I,
it's like, oh yeah,
I
like
mean, it was pretty fucking dangerous to be honest, but like
yeah.
uh,
I never understood like really what the purpose behind it was. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna like chop off like half this person's brain
it's
and just
basically like you're
leave.
just putting like a fucking tube or like a fucking thing through the eyes or whatever the fuck it was, and like you're just basically pounding on a piece of the brain to like I don't know if it's killing it or something like that, but yeah, you just like basically fucking shutting down a part of the brain or something. So yeah, but that could could have consequences. But back in the day, whatever. I mean, I remember like watching this video on this dude who literally got pierced. This American dude who got pierced with he worked in railways and shit, and I think they needed
Mm.
to like they were like doing some explosion stuff to clear ways or something or mining. I think mining railway, whatever the fuck, something like that. And one of the things um that was like one of the I guess like an iron pole or some shit like that. With the explosion, it sort of like went by and it literally pierced the dude through the brain. So he lost like
Ugh.
half of his brain. Yeah, but he's still alive. Like miraculously, the dude was still alive, and he still lived. He was like very have like or very hastily. He was losing his motor skills, and he's like his mental capabilities were like going like dropping fast. He was getting amnesia almost like instantly and shit. Like if you told him something and like literally within 10 seconds he could forget it immediately. So that it's a little bit fucked up, but like dude was still alive and he was still kicking. So, it was an interesting story to know about. But yeah, man, the fucking human body and the human mind and shit is it's an interesting thing. We're so fragile, but sometimes we're also so strong. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Also, another
insane.
thing I looked at, like literally a few minutes before starting the show, was about like the state of Julian Assange, and
Mhm.
apparently doctors, as the article says, doctors' grim diagnosis for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Um, and it says that medical examinations of Julian Assange in Belmarsh prison in the UK have revealed that he's suffering from severe life-threatening cardiovascular and stress-related medical conditions, including having a mini stroke as a result of his imprisonment and psychological torture. Um,
Yeah, I read about the stroke, and he has cancer too, doesn't he? So,
uh, nothing,
or was that just rumor? There was like a rumor at one point that like he had cancer.
nothing in this article says anything about cancer,
Hmm.
but I mean, I
May have
don't
just
know,
been a
man.
rumor, but still,
Maybe they
that's
just
crazy. They basically like tortured this man so bad that he stroked out. That's crazy, dude. Like, and he shouldn't be in there, man. Like they
I
shouldn't
mean,
have.
the thing is,
It's
the bottom
just
line, I think, is like the dude has been captured. So, like, you can literally just put him under surveillance like 24/7, like they've been doing. And, or you can just prevent him from like using kind of like what they do with predators and shit. Like, they can't use YouTube, they can't use social media, they can't use any of that shit. Um,
well,
so,
or they could have done like there's a lot of like black hat hackers who if somebody catches a black hat hacker, then they just tell them like the government if they catch them, then they'll say like, hey, why don't you work for the government? And then they do. Why not basically just put Assange to work for the government? I mean, he would have been
mm,
better. He would have been better in that role for them.
yeah, I don't think he would do that though. I think he would rather die than fucking do that shit. Like, given all the shit that he knew about the fucking government. I mean, personally, if I knew all that shit about the government and stuff, the government was like, yeah, can you just work for us after we just put you through like a bunch of fucking torture? I'd be like, you know what? Just fucking kill me already, dude. I don't give a shit. You know? Uh,
I guess
so
it
I
depend on like what your circumstance was, but like if it was like if it meant that like you could survive and like your family would be okay and
well, but what's
everything,
the
like they
point of
wouldn't.
surviving if you're just like gonna fucking sell yourself to the bullshit that you fought against? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it would be like that's what I'm saying is like a situational thing. Like I don't know, like there's definitely a every man has a price. Like everybody has a price at some
I
point.
don't have a price.
I don't know, like
No, I don't have a price.
that's
Like whatever the fuck you can, like you can't offer me anything to for me to do stupid shit. Like there's no money in the fucking world you could pay me to kill a man.
well that maybe not that, but like if they just wanted you
Well,
to like lie or something like that, like
there's no money in the world that could put me through like working for a stupid fucking organization that gives no fucks about the well-being of people, and all they care about is the fucking well-being of corporations and that stupid shit. You know what I mean? I literally
yeah.
just say like, yeah, just fucking waterboard me, fucking bury me alive or something. I don't give a fuck. You know, I've been through a lot of pain in my life. I can endure again. I can endure some more.
Mhm. Different perspectives, I guess, but yeah. So speaking of, um, I guess this is a conspiracy, kind of, or well, not really a conspiracy, but um, I saw this the other day. The apparently 2 decades of Alzheimer's research was based on deliberate fraud by two scientists who cost billions of dollars and millions of lives. So they've been lying about trying to get a Alzheimer's cure, and all the money you donated to Alzheimer's research, they pocketed that, and then did jack to fix it. They did nothing to fix it.
It just reminds me of like that whole ice bucket challenge thing where the everyone
Oh
was
yeah,
doing the
like for
fucking
the
ice bucket challenge and donating and shit, and turns
because of
out like
Alzheimer's.
yeah,
This yeah
most of the fucking money was going to the motherfuckers who started the campaign, you know,
of
and
course it
the
was.
actual researches and shit was just like getting a smidge of the money donated. People are so fucking shitty, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing, okay? If you do a whole campaign, if you work like full time to launch a campaign or something, yeah, get some money for yourself. That's fine, dude. But like, don't fucking keep the majority of the fucking money to yourself and then donate the smidge to the fucking research. Like, keep the smidge for yourself and donate the fucking majority of it to the fucking research. Like, what is your fucking campaign about? Filling up your pockets?
Yeah.
This is why fucking
Well,
like movements like Me Too's and BLMs and all that
Black
bullshit,
BLM.
people
Yeah.
fucking frown upon it so much because these motherfuckers, all they give a fuck about is when they see that they have the opportunity, all they care about is just making money.
Yeah, and that's why it was funny because like the BLM, they bought like 3 mansions, by the way, with all that money, and they
I didn't even
supposedly
know
were
that, but that's
supposed to.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. Actually, that's just one of the ladies. Like I don't know, like they could have the other people involved could have bought other stuff without her, but just one of the main women, black women that are involved in Black Lives Matter, she just bought herself like 3 mansions, and
Yeah,
then
what
she
like
when everybody
what do you
asked her,
need? What do you need 3 mansions for? You're gonna fucking put all the black people that have been fucking hurt in the world in those fucking 3 mansions, or are you just gonna keep the fucking 3 mansions for yourself and your
uh,
friends and family? Uh,
yeah,
probably the latter.
somebody asked her. Yeah, somebody asked her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm helping my black community." Like it wasn't like
Oh, so it's
they were like,
biased
"Why don't
bullshit.
you?" Yeah, exactly. It's just like like nepotism, like just help, like oh, I'm gonna help my family. I am not gonna help
Right.
anybody else. Like screw you guys.
And no wonder people fucking stop believing and trusting this bullshit. You know, like they start with like, you know, honest causes and shit, and then they just fucking
Mhm.
bank the money and just ditch the shit. Like, yeah, well, whatever, dude.
It
I'm black, so you helped me, so cool. Okay, well, what about everybody else who fucking lives in the in the slums and who fucking lives in ghettos and shit, and they could use like the money and stuff? Like, fuck you, bitch. I hate people like that.
Yeah, see, yeah, and Crimson's right. Like, if you can't see the
Yeah,
balance sheet of them, then don't donate to a charity. Honestly, that's what makes me apprehensive of like I don't. It makes me sound like a bad person that I don't donate to charities, but it's because so many charities are corrupt and they just like fund their like administrators. Like they basically just pay the people who are running the organization. They don't pay out to like the people who actually need it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and like Krim saying like all the right stuff here. Go with if there's a big charity versus a small charity, always go with the smaller charity. If you're going to donate to charities, because they're probably actually involved in the cause, and they're not going to just pocket it. Because the big ones, they get a lot of like managers and middle managers and lower middle managers and all this crap that people that are working just to get a paycheck, and they're getting
hmm
funded by your contribution. So yeah, I just hate that we can't. Honestly, I think there should be a rule. If you're going to be a nonprofit organization and get all the benefits of a nonprofit organization, your balance sheet should be 90% going to the cause and 10% paying people to work for it.
yep, yep,
That should be it.
exactly,
But
exactly. All right,
it's
so
it's so weird.
my glass is empty now. I know I'm sick
Mhm.
and stuff, but I'm not dead, so I'm still drinking some wine and 7 Up. Um, so I'm gonna leave you for like five, potentially not 5 minutes, but like less than 5 minutes. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna fill my glass and I'll be right back.
All right. So another thing that I saw here, and this is maybe Pig will be able to comment on it when he gets back. In the another scientific endeavor, I happened to see this amazing tweet, and apparently it says researchers have turned dead spiders into necrobotic grippers capable of lifting items that weigh more than 100 times their own body weight. Now, why are scientists doing this? Is my question. This is so creepy. It's so strange because I don't understand what the purpose of it is when you can already build a claw and construct a mechanical part that can actually do this. What purpose does the spider? I mean, maybe gripping, but like you can. Why don't you? I thought that they figured out ways to do simulate the grip or the tactiles like stickiness of like the spider grip, but yes, Murder Spider Soldier Army. That's probably it. Yeah, well, these are well, they're somehow activating its they're stimulating its body with something. I think some electrical current or something like that. But they've basically been able to kind of jolt it to where it moves and just gets those appendages to bend. So weird though. Was just air? Oh, that's weird. Oh, spiders use hydraulics. No way. That's incredible. The more you know, the more you know. But yeah, this is insane. I don't understand what purpose. Yeah. There's no reason for them to want to basically reanimate the spiders to pick up things because there's no logical reason for that other than just to do it. Like there's no like okay, well, we can repurpose it in this way. It's just really freaking creepy.
All right, I'm back.
So
God
what I was
damn, when
talking
I
about
fucking
is,
leave, everyone starts talking in chat. Cool.
well, I brought up an interesting tweet. There apparently researchers have turned dead spiders into necrobotic grippers capable of lifting items that weigh more than 100 times their own body weight. And they're like basically like claw machine spiders at this point. It's
Hmm.
insane. I don't understand why would they want to have a spider
Oh, wait,
basically
way
like
more than 100 times. What's the point of that?
yeah. Well, no, I'm
Oh,
saying like what is
lifting items.
these
Never mind. I fucking yeah. I read that stupidly. All right.
well, no, yeah, well, like that's what I'm saying though. Like, what is the purpose of of like reanimating a spider's corpse, basically to lift something? It doesn't make any sense. You can make a robotic arm that does the same thing and 10 times more efficient. What is this? What are they using this for? And what are they trying to learn? I don't. It's so weird,
I feel like
dude.
it's one of those researchers that just waste some dough. You know what I mean?
It could be, yeah. I mean, that is the thing that they do. I have read a lot about how if you see a lot of like research items, it's literally just meant to spend money. Like so they can spend some of the money and say that they did something, like they were trying to learn
Yeah.
something or whatever. So it could,
They
yeah,
just
you're right.
ask
It could
like
be just
for a
something.
massive fucking loan, and yeah, I'm doing research on this and that, but then it's just like the research is just bullshit. It's like just a waste of money. Uh,
So in other science news, I guess here's another interesting bit of science news that I saw this week. We have the FDA warns that puberty blockers, you know, what they use for a lot of trans people, that whenever they're
and
kids,
pedos.
like they try to. I don't know if pedos are using this, but
No, yeah, it's a castrating fucking thing. Uh, it's a
oh
drug used to castrate pedos. Yeah.
no. Well, so
I
it
mean, I
says
don't
it can
think
cause
all of them,
brain.
all the puberty blockers are. I don't know. I don't know if all the brands of puberty blockers are supposed as used as castration stuff, but
Mhm.
like if you watch the well, I didn't watch the whole documentary, but just I watched the free bits of it on the internet about the what is a woman,
Yeah,
and when he's talking to that dumb fuck that's supposedly a pediatrician or whatever the fuck that says puberty blockers are just a pause on kids' growth. Yeah, he says that
yeah,
like this shit's like a
like
castration
it's
drug.
yeah. So it says that it may cause brain swelling or vision loss in children, and yet they're trying to prescribe it to like you know like 5 year
Oh shit,
olds.
this is from High Hypocrite. Did you see the video of his where he's basically being turned down by his like tax person or whatever whoever the fuck
Yeah,
that is,
yeah,
accountant or
yeah,
whatever the fuck, because he talks about trans stuff, and the fucking accountant is like, "Well, yeah, I did a trans person myself, so
yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, you're fucking
Like, don't
biased."
be a bigot. Don't be a bigot. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But the whole trans thing, like this just proves that they don't know what they're doing. Like they don't know what kind of damage they're doing. Whenever they're saying that, like, okay, even 2 year olds can decide their own gender. No, no, they can't. He doesn't like my son. Like, you know, he knows enough to know he's a boy, but like he doesn't know enough about the world to know like, oh well, I would be able to just just I want to be a girl. Like he wouldn't know. He doesn't know what that is. Like he doesn't know what he would be getting himself into if
Man,
you did something
it's
like
all
that.
a gold mine for these stupid fucking therapists, and a gold mine
Us
for the
and
fucking
groomers, freaking
quote
groomers.
unquote doctors, that do this type of surgery and shit.
I
You know,
actually there was I can't remember where I haven't seen it, but there was something that someone said, and it did make me think, and it's sort of conspiratorial. So I don't know how true it was, but the idea is that the doctors may want some more kids to be trans because when you make a
Yeah,
child become trans, you have a patient for life. Like you
for
have
life,
someone
exactly.
who has to, yeah, they got to go get their puberty blockers. They got to go get more medications because they need
And
to.
it
And then
and it
if they
if
get
you
screwed up,
go through
then
if you
they
go through the whole surgery,
mhm.
this is another thing that goes through like the what is a woman. He actually interviews like woman to man who removed or not removed, but they did the surgery to have a penis, and they like this person says that it's literally pain for the rest of their lives, and they because they have to remove flesh from
Mhm.
your body to fucking put it into your, you know, pelvic area, your fucking genitals. So
Well, yeah,
it's
they do
literally
skin
a
grafts, don't they?
permanent,
Like,
yeah, it's a permanent patient. That's literally what it is. So I'm not fucking surprised, man. What I'm surprised about is how these motherfuckers can call themselves doctors and sleep at night. It's what I'm surprised about. But I'm not surprised the fact that they're, you know, wanting kids to do this kind of shit, because yeah, it's ridiculous. And also Blair White literally had like someone who transitioned like fully, did the whole transition to woman, um and removed their penis, and they're in constant pain now. They're like they don't even, they don't feel anything down there, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, yeah, you gotta fucking, you know, it's like a fucking uh like a flashlight basically, you know, for both
yeah,
people. Like the person introducing it to the fucking flashlight probably might have a little bit of pleasure, but the one receiving it is not going to have anything. Just like, you know, they're just holding the flashlight basically.
yeah.
So yeah, it's it's so fucking retarded that we're even at the point of like discussing such a thing as a reality. You know what I mean? It's so stupid.
Yeah, and it's very damaging to me for people to think that like the to think that they want to just go ahead and destroy a person for life because of like feelings, like you know, and that's what it boils down to, and that's what they won't say, and you know, kind of like why when you ask,
It's
well,
all
what is a
social
woman, they
pressure.
yeah, it's all social, yeah, definitely. Like they want to be accepted. They want to be like they want to do the right thing, or quote unquote, like they think that they're doing the right thing because they're being nice.
Yeah.
And this is what I've noticed more about our modern world is that people are more concerned about being nice than being truthful, like or being
Yeah,
right, you know, about something.
they only care about how they're perceived rather than caring about like the things that actually
Exactly.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could find the clip, there was actually a clip on Fox News, and I posted it. Yeah, here's actually this. This is a great clip and a great example of how our modern world is. And um, basically, the guy he's on Fox News, and he says, if you want to play it, you can. But do you want to play it first, or do you
Yeah.
want me to talk about it?
Let's check it out. Uh
Boom.
Let me see here. Put it to system. All right. No, wait, I can. Yeah. Okay. Here you go.
I think there's as for monkeypox, I think there's a pretty good rule in life. Don't attend gay orgies. When you look at the New England Journal's report of the 520 orgies that they reviewed.
Ned, come on, man.
It's not about gay. How about not any orgies?
Go look at the New England Journal's report that NBC News reported on Friday, in which of the 528 cases they reviewed, 95% were sex between men. I think we actually have to have a serious conversation about where this is coming from. When I'm done, Brad, you can talk. Instead of going crazy and declaring a national pandemic when 3,000 people have it right now, it's insane.
I don't know, man. You don't have to be gay to get monkeypox, and you don't have to be bigoted when you talk about treating something that is that easily spread. Marie?
It's not bigoted.
Yeah, it is.
This is science, Kennedy. 95% of the cases from the New England Journal.
You know what? I'm going to let Brad respond. Okay, I'm going to let Brad respond because, Brad, we had 372 doses. The United States, in Denmark, where the smallpox, monkeypox vaccine is manufactured, they were ready to go, but because this has been an issue for more men in the gay community, it seems like it has been lower on the priority list. Brad.
Yeah, look, Ned is right when he says that monkeypox right now is mostly affecting gay men. The problem is that public health-wise, not going to orgies in general is a good policy to not get sexually transmitted diseases.
100%.
And so we have to be really careful. We saw with the AIDS crisis, with the HIV crisis, about how certain communities or certain gay people will be stigmatized over something that lots of people do. And we got to be careful about that.
And that kind of, I will use the term, bigoted language that makes it seem like the only people that get this are from one group of Americans. Hey, guess what? Gay men also have friends and family members and colleagues, and this is not just transmitted through sexual activity. It's transmitted through close contact. So you don't fight diseases. I'm glad Brad brought up HIV/AIDS. You don't fight diseases by caricaturing the people who get them or who get them at one point in time.
Okay. Yeah, and so that clip, they were talking about the monkeypox, and essentially, like when you look at the data is that there's 95% of them are like gay men who are transmitting it, and they're basically they're going to like literally gay orgies. That's actually what's there've been actually some tweets that people are like, yeah, I attended a gay orgy and that's how I got monkeypox, and it's a legit account because you can see they have their picture on the account. It's not just like an anime profile picture or something like that lying about it, but it's like legit. They're saying like, hey, I went to a gay orgy and then I got monkeypox. Be careful out there. But the guy's just being honest. He just says, hey, don't go to gay orgies. And the guy's like, oh, it's not gay. Like
bigot.
Yeah, you bigot. It's all because that guy actually is gay, which is why he's kind of upset about it. The fact that it is something that is mostly just gay men that are getting it, and so he's trying to say, oh, it's not gay, it could be anything. And even whenever she says like, oh, it's close contact, if you look at the data, the actual data, it says it's almost 100, like basically 98% is all through sex, so it's like STD basically, and they're trying to say that it's not, that it's close contact with somebody. It's BS, and they're just saying that because
what's close contact with somebody? Fucking smooching their face or what?
Well, apparently it's drinking the drinking piss, according to some of the people who were. If I could find the I think Gundam. I don't know if you saw it. Gundam shared the pic. Man, if I can find it, Gundam shared a picture where it was the guy talking about how he was like, yeah, I went to a gay orgy and I drank piss and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I got the monkeypox.
Yeah, if you drink piss, I'd say you're pretty fucking stupid. Because unless you're like in a life or death situation, and the only way to get out of death is fucking drinking piss, then I'd say like that's logical. But if you're not in a fucking life and death situation, and if you're like in a civilized place and you fucking drink piss, then yeah, you're pretty fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, hi. So
yeah, look at this.
Hot, oh my god, Babe the Pig. Oh, fucking hell, man. Why is this? Hi, so I have like monkeypox. Not finishing for any sort of sympathy, but since I'm already But since I'm already
they can't tell. known, really, yeah,
for being pretty wait, what? What did you say?
Unabashed.
Right. But Since I'm already known from being pretty unabashed on the internet, I figured I'd give an honest account of. Why do I sound like a posh dude?
British.
Yeah, I don't know,
British.
man. I'm trying to like.
He'd probably have like a Brooklyn accent.
I
'cause think
figured
this is
I'd
New
give
York.
an honest account of how I got it and how my symptoms manifested to hopefully educate anyone curious. So strap in. Which is the second one? Is it the down one? So I attend the orgy,
Yeah.
have a great time, guzzled a metric fuck ton of human piss.
This is where I lost it. I was like, no way.
I think I had a sexual contact with around 15 men similar to the orgy on Saturday. This is not a troll.
No, this is legit. This is legit.
Oh my god. Had a great time, met some great people, then stumbled upon my piss drunk ass home. Piss drunk or drunk piss? I don't know.
Both.
So I finally got back into the swing of things and attended a friend's birthday orgy Saturday night. Holy fuck, dude. Did you only do orgies? I had been watching the news on monkeypox, but the general feelings on it really were and still were developing by the day. So I nor anyone else was especially worried. My 2 cents, it's reductive to tell gay people not to have sex. It don't work in the early days of AIDS, and clearly it's not working now. Yeah, that's why fucking Freddie Mercury died, dude. But do your best to make educated choices. Check your country's case numbers frequently, and if you can, avoid groups in non-encounters. And I've just been like literally reading this shit, and I've just been focusing on the fucking picture.
Yeah.
And, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
no, this is a legit person. And they were talking about it.
This just fucking reminded me how Twitter. Okay, go on. I'll push that later.
Yeah, so this is about like this is what I'm talking about though. We can't say anything like you can't say the truth like in modern day, because if you say, "Hey, this is something that affects gay people," and like if you say like, "Okay, don't go have like random gay sex," like then
This
that would
guy's not
be
even having random gay sex. He's like literally having fucking orgies, and as he says, guzzling metric fuck tons of human piss. I mean, how do you not expect to get sick from that shit, man? Like, what do you think you are, fucking robot?
yeah. That's what I'm saying though. Like the like the guy in the clip. I'm mostly talking about the Fox clip. The guy's talking about he's like,
Okay.
hey, don't do gay orgies, and that's all he says is don't do gay orgies. And he's like, oh, it's not gay, like, but it is gay. It is the gay community. Like it is dudes with other dudes that are getting monkeypox, and if you say that, apparently, you're a bad person. If you say
Well,
that
yeah, because you're going against the gay community, supposedly.
Yeah, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what was the other thing you were gonna say?
I was gonna say like apparently fucking Twitter banned the word groomer, right? Which is fucking hilarious, I think. So like, what if a person is a dog groomer and they're talking about their job on Twitter? Are they gonna be fucking banned? Or do they actually review?
I think it depends.
Context?
Well, no, I think it like there's I do know that there's a certain threshold. So usually, what it is people have to report you for it. But if you're big, like the reason that the people got suspended or got banned for saying the word groomer is because they have like a big following, and a lot of people like hate follow them. Like they hate the person. So when they said okay groomer and they knew that groomer was a bannable word, they all report them at the same time. So it's like a new brigading. It's just report the person. If you find a way that you can report them and get them banned, get them banned. Like that's what people are trying to do.
Oh man, It's so fucking dumb, dude. People
Yeah,
are
dude,
so
it's
fucking dumb.
it's insane.
So, like, if you're on Twitter, you know, and you have a following, hate following, man. That's crazy. I
Yeah,
mean,
people hate follow. I don't understand why you would want to follow someone you hate. Honestly,
it's
I
just
only
like it's
follow like
basically the same. It's the same thing as like if you have like a pedo hunting platform, let's see, like on YouTube and shit. Like I've known a lot of people who are like, you know, sort of keeping their tabs on pedos and shit. And pedos watch those videos. Pedos watch that content so that they can keep like you know, so that they can be one step ahead, you know.
to like know what they're gonna what kind of
It's
tactics
kind of like
gonna,
the same thing
yeah.
as if like you committed murder and you're sticking around knowing what the cops are doing and shit, so that you can keep a tab on what's going on until like they figure out like what the fuck's going on, and you can just like, you know, yeet or something. It's kind of like that shit. Same kind of like principle, I guess. But yeah, man, it's it's still fucking stupid because like you know, I fucking hate how sensitive motherfuckers are nowadays, man. Like this I know I've said this so many times, but like for real, I love the internet. I think the internet is great, but like it allows us to be here. I'm in Portugal, you're in America. We're making a show together in real time, so like there's definitely fucking amazing things to it, but still, like the fact that it allows for people to be enclosed in these, you know, cocooned communities and shit that don't go against anything, like, you know, anything of theirs or whatever. Like the fact that the thing before was that, you know, we had to deal with people on a regular basis and different people and from different walks of life and shit. That allowed us to basically develop a shell to go, you know, like if they made fun of you or something, you developed a little bit of a shell, like a little bit of defense against it. So like when they made fun of you, sometimes it was going to be malicious
You'd
to
either
the
quit
point of
back
hurting
or
you.
yeah.
But you just like, if it was meant to hurt you, you'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude. But you know, like
Well,
for the most part, like we poke fun at each other, you know, and that's it. It was just poking fun at each other. Like so many jokes of the LGBTQ community and shit like that nowadays, like Dave Chappelle, Ricky Gervais and stuff. They're just poking fun at it. But these motherfuckers are so like, you know, shrouded by their own fantasies that when someone pokes fun at them, they feel personally attacked. And it's not a personal attack, it's just poking fun at them. You know? And this is why we need more interaction with the real world, with the people around us and shit. Because it gives us it builds character, it builds like, you know, it's not like just because you're different going outside, it's going to completely make you like miserable. You know, it could make you suffer a little bit, but like if you like, it's you got to sacrifice sometimes. Like life is about sacrifices, and if you sacrifice, maybe there's like a high pay from that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
it's I would say struggle. Like life is the quintessential thing of a life is struggle and hardship. And
yeah,
if you have none of that, then you're gonna be a very
a pussy.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna be a very you're gonna be a wuss. You're gonna be a very soft individual, and you're not gonna be able to be prepared for anything that actually comes. Any serious thing is gonna take you like even the most minor thing is gonna take you down because you're
Yeah,
not gonna be able to prepare to kind of lift yourself out of that and just keep going. And that's one of the things, you know, like I say, I've had to lift myself up several times. And had I not been, kind of conditioned in this way, I would have probably just been one of the kind of people who just gave up, because it is a difficult path, like, to take, to try to actually, I guess, win at this game that we call life. Like, to actually win and feel like you're doing good and feel like you're doing right. It is a hard path to go, because it goes against all your instincts of just wanting to say, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work hard. I don't want to put in any effort. I don't want to do anything. But then, you kind of, the reality kicks you in the face, and then you have to actually try, and you have to actually do something, and
Mm-hmm.
either you do it, or you do like a lot of people do, and you just fail at life. And that's why we have so many
And
guys, like, in
listen,
America, who can't do
nothing wrong with
anything.
failing at life, man, because life is about trial and error, you know? It's like a game of Dark Souls. You gotta fucking fail to succeed first. You
Yeah,
know?
well, no, I mean, the real failure is giving up, right? Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about, like, you can have small failures. Like, you can make a mistake,
Yeah,
something can go
failure
wrong.
is necessary for sure.
Yeah, but what I was meaning is like the ultimate failure of just like, it would be so easy to just kind of give up and opt out, and check out of the
Mm-hmm.
system, right? Just say like, hey, I'm losing the game of life, so I just quit. I'm not going to do anything, or I'm going to off myself. All of those are much easier options, and that's why there's a lot of people who take that route of like, okay, well, I can't do anything, so I just off myself, or I don't do anything, and I just don't improve, or don't make any stride to do anything right. Um,
Well, as
and that's
someone
why,
who
like,
tried
Jordan
that,
Peterson, Jordan Peterson is
uh,
such a good person for that.
as someone who's tried that shit before, uh, it's it comes down to like when you look past the horizon, do you see a light at the end of the tunnel? And at the
Yeah.
time, you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. You just see fucking darkness everywhere, you know. And you think to yourself, like, "Fuck, man, I'm done. I'm tired." So you know, uh, but like today, I'm happy I didn't cease to exist. Um, because maybe my life will change. Maybe my life will fucking become miserable once I start working at the company in there. I don't fucking know, man. It could be fucking amazing. It could be fucking terrible. It could be miserable. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not, but yeah, life is about experiences, and life is about trying and failing, and all that kind of shit. So I'm going to try, and I'm going to like I've watched Matt Walsh actually posted a shorts video quite recently, and it was actually about like giving some advice to like a 30-year-old dude who's like, yeah, I don't have kids, I don't have anybody, so I'm like kind of lost in life and stuff. And he told him, like, go have an adventure, like you have nothing to lose, like go have an adventure, go live life and stuff like that. And I was like, what, man, that literally fucking applies to me so much, because like in this scenario currently right now, I feel like this is probably I'm a little bit sad that my country can't even provide me with a fucking job, and I have to leave my country to fucking be able to sustain myself and find independence, which I've been craving for quite some time. But it still might be a blessing in a disguise in the regards of like I'm going to get away from this bullshit. I'm going to meet new people, and I'm going to find new experiences and find new opportunities. And you know, nowadays I'm glad I'm fucking here still, and yeah, I think that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I would say, though, the one, I don't know if he necessarily like mentioned it, but definitely there's a sort of a duality with that, like a dual perspective of, yes, like, young men in particular should have adventures, but you should also be grounded, and have your own sort of home base, have somewhere or you come back and this is, you know, your space and, you know, your home,
I think that's a
and
little bit
that kind of thing too.
subjective, to be honest with you.
Well, it depends
I
on the
see what you're
person,
saying,
but
right? Exactly. It depends
yeah,
on the person. Some people just want to like be a nomad their whole life, right? They just want
yeah,
to go and never think about coming back.
yeah,
I'm so on a personal note, I've definitely been a little bit like, because I've been here for 30 years. So I've definitely been like, man, you know, I clearly feel more comfortable. I feel comfortable here, but I also don't like being here. You know, like there's a lot of things about my old man that piss me off to this day. And it's like, man, he's been with me for 30 fucking years. I'm pretty sure, like, if he's not excited about me fucking off at this point, like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. Cause, like, I'm excited about fucking off. I'm excited about starting my own life. I'm excited about being on my own for the first fucking time. You know what I'm saying? He should
yeah,
be too, because like this is what life is about. We like they fucking, you know, they raise you to a certain point and then you just fucking take off. That's what you did with your parents, and that's what a lot of people do. That's what the majority of people do. I don't want to be 30 years old living in my fucking old man's house. It's fucking pathetic. It's
yeah,
embarrassing, man. It's fucking
yeah.
embarrassing.
Well,
You
I
know?
mean, you know, there's and this is sort of a lot of people talked about this crisis with a lot of younger men and how they, you know, if even whenever you're like 25 or whatever, if you're still living at your parents' house, it's going to be hard for you to be able to like get a woman to come over because well, they
Yeah.
don't want to come over to your parents' house. Like, no, no, they're not like you know. Oh, you're 25. You still live with your mom? No, like that's they're not gonna want to come see
No,
you and
like
be around
see,
you.
the thing is, I don't think they're gonna like care too much about that kind of stuff, but they're not gonna care. Like if they like you, they're not really gonna care too much about that. But then when it happens, when they're like, they see how maybe possessive the person that controls the house that owns the house and shit might be, then the fucking reality comes down and it's like, fuck, man, what did I get myself into? And that's exactly that's right on point right there, because I want to have my privacy, dude. I want to have my own fucking place. I want to have my own place
Yeah,
where if I want to invite a hooker, I'll fucking invite a hooker over. If I want to fucking, you know, like just have some, you know, lady that I encountered somewhere and we hit it off and like we want to meet up and have a few drinks and stuff and maybe fuck by the end of the night, we do it. Who fucking cares? Like, it's going to be my private little space. That's what I like. You need that shit, but it's not just about that. It's about the responsibilities. You know, I feel so like is it emasculated that you say when you're not
yeah. If you
uh
don't feel like a man, you feel emasculated. Yeah,
exactly. Like I feel so fucking emasculated here because like sometimes I want to do shit, but I can't do it because my old man just does it for me. And it's like, I
yeah,
tell him, like, yo, don't do that shit. I'll fucking do it later. And he just grabs the fucking shit and just does it himself. Like, dude, what the fuck? I just told you, don't do it. Let me fucking do it. Like, yeah, I'm sitting in front of my computer for like a few minutes. It's like, dude, that doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here for like the whole fucking day, because I don't sit in front of my computer for like the entire fucking day. I do things like across the fucking board. So it makes me feel emasculated. I need my own fucking bat cave. I need my own fucking space, and I need to feel responsible, you know. And I've haven't felt responsible for so many years, which is one of the things that like kind of scare me a little bit, but at the same time excite me to get off this fucking like routine of just having things done for me. You know what I mean? That like, yeah, man,
yeah.
I need to
And
have a
that's
place that I need to clean, you know, every few days. And I need to fucking keep it, you know, neat and shit. And I need to fucking like keep things neat and stuff and cook for myself and learn recipes and shit like that. That's how I fucking do things, man. Not sitting here, fucking like just having everything fucking done for me. I have fucking lunch and dinner handed to me and boom, like that's not fun,
Yeah, and it's not a part of like the like the routine of life, right?
Yeah.
And there's a great quote I'm gonna quote one of my favorite YouTubers, Romania TV. He talks about he's great. He's from Romania. He talks about this.
That's
He
right
says,
above
"What is it to be?"
Bulgaria.
Yeah, he says, "What is it? What does it mean to be a man?" And he sort of does a video where he talks about this, and he says, a man is someone who is, who can be depended on by himself and others, and that's like if
It's
you
an
can
independent motherfucker, yeah.
yeah, you can if you can be responsible for yourself and others, then that's what it means to be a man. And he was like, that's the only the main answer that I could come up with, and because men are wired to want to be responsible for themselves
Strong and
and be
leaders.
responsible for others. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's
and
spot on, man. That's fucking spot on.
Yeah, and that's just what like a lot of people shy away from it, and I would say that there
the thing
is
is, like,
a break. Like there's a breaking point.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like what I see nowadays a lot is like a lot of these quote unquote men, what they want to be is femboys, and they just want to be handed things to them, like just basically like girls. They just want to be girls in dudes' bodies.
Yeah, or like the famous people who want to basically have people who will like, oh yeah, like instead of subscribe to my OnlyFans, it's hey, all of you sub to my Twitch channel, and all of a sudden now I'm gonna be rich and famous. And then
Yep.
if they do, then they don't ever learn to make their own food. They just have either they if they get rich enough,
most
they have a
fucking
chef
Twitch
or
streamers don't even know how to cook anyways. They just fucking order fast food anyways.
yeah, they get DoorDash or whatever, and I saw like XQC tried to cook something the other day, and it was awful. It was so terrible. I was like, no way that's edible.
The amount of times I've watched streamers that they're just, oh, I'm gonna get food, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna like, cook something, or is there all your parents are gonna cook something or something? No, they just order food. Like, dude, you literally order food every single day. That's fucking crazy, man. Because I don't believe it. I don't believe they're ordering like a nice, healthy meal. They're most likely fucking ordering
junk food.
Junk food, exactly. Like it blows my mind how that shit's fucking working. You know what I mean? One of the plans I've been making is at least for like the first 3-4 months of being there is there's a market in Sofia, which is called the women's market, and it's basically vegetables and fruits and all that kind of stuff. And I watched this couple in a video where basically they bought like, fuck, I forgot the name of this. Hold on, I need to translate again. But they found this product, Loquet, Madler. Which one do you recognize?
I don't recognize either of those.
No? Oh shit. Okay, Madler is this. Let me copy the image. So this is the Madler. You don't recognize that?
No, I've never seen anything like that.
Wow, dude. I had trees of that in my house. But right, so they basically ordered like 7 or 8 of these, and it was like 50 cents. Like 7 or 8 of these were like 50 cents. I mean, that's like crazy because like 7 or 8 of these, like it could be like 2 days, 3 days of food. you know, like at least three days of fruit free to eat. So like in that market, there's a lot of cheap stuff. And I've been thinking about like, I don't want to go vegan, but I've been thinking about maybe going with vegetables in the beginning and like some you know healthy stuff to just sort of get the proteins going on and stuff, start exercising as well. Could be good. So yeah, I've been like making those plans.
Yeah, and that like that's like something for next year. What I want to do is I'm gonna have a small garden here.
Mhm.
I wasn't really prepared for it this year, but I'm basically gonna have everything ready for next year to be able to actually to be able to do it and do it more effectively. I tried, but the tomatoes haven't really come up that I tried to put on there. So I don't know, may not have done that well. But the idea is that next year I'm gonna have everything, have it all prepared, and try to have my own little garden. And like you said, they have like small markets around here too. Honestly, I wish I would go visit them more. They've got great stuff like peaches around here and watermelons and stuff like that. All great
Yeah,
kind of
man.
stuff to just
I've
kind
been
of.
looking at the so you know before even like literally 3 weeks ago, I think I started looking at the prices in the supermarkets, right?
Yeah.
Of things. And I was like, man, that's fucking expensive as shit, man. That's like literally the same price as it is here with like our fucking, well, to be fair, our average wage is kind of like the same shit that is in Bulgaria at this point. But I was like, man, that's still fucking expensive. Like, come on, man. I'm not gonna have that money to fucking spend on food. So I've been like looking around and stuff, and I was like, okay, so the women's market has like really cheap, fresh stuff that you could get like either every day or close to every day. You know, like a day, you know, one day, yes, do they know? Yes, they know is kind of like that. So I think
Yeah,
that's
like
my
a rotating
plan.
cycle.
And also there's like little, you know, kind of like you have in America with like the hot dog stands and stuff like that. You have, you know, little food stands,
Food
like
trucks.
quick food
Yeah, like food
stands and
trucks.
stuff. Yeah, that they make good stuff. They actually make like good stuff, not just junk food and things like that. So I've been thinking about that because, you know, I think it's a good alternative for at least the beginning when you're still making the dough to be comfortable and stuff. Because like in the beginning, it's going to be mostly like accommodations and fucking apartment and all that shit. So yeah, it's gonna suck a little bit, but you know, whatever, man. I'll push through it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean it's a process of in it's something that even I, even though I've been doing kind of on my own for a while, it's a process where I have to kind of revisit like every now and then, like, okay, am I doing what I need to be doing? Am I doing? Can I do something better? Can I make it where we don't have maybe it'll make it easier on us and help with some stuff. And that's why I'm thinking like, okay, well, next year I'm gonna actually be ready and really try to do a garden, or at least something small, to where we can have some stuff, and then be able to make some more of our stuff on our own.
That sounds like a fucking great plan, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe some having tomatoes, having squash. I really like squash. Um, and maybe watermelons or something like that. If we can actually get them to grow here.
Ooh,
It's expensive.
watermelons. Yum.
Yeah, I love watermelon, especially like they have a special. I've only seen it at a few places, but there's a kind of watermelon that's like the yellow on the inside, and I don't know, for some reason I liked it better than just the red on the inside.
Really? I mean,
Yeah,
the yellow, what you call watermelon, uh, it's good, but I do prefer the watermelon. Always watermelon. I think it's a lot more juicy.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I like the sort of sweet flavor of the yellow.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like watermelon can be so good or so bad. I think there's a problem with watermelons. Like it can be so tasty or so shit, which makes you like a little like sometimes you're reluctant to the watermelon. Because like the yellow ones typically are so good on a regular basis. Yeah, I agree. I still prefer the watermelon though.
Yeah, like my parents will get them, and the only reason I'm like apprehensive to try it is because like it's they'll like say, oh yeah, we got some from Walmart, and I'm like, okay, they got it from Walmart. Like if they tell me they got it from the market, like
well, at least they didn't get it from bodega, right?
Yeah. Well, we don't have bodegas around here, so we get spared the bodegas. Yeah, we get spared the bodegas. No bodegas around here.
Well,
pretty much it's all either local market or like Walmart is where you get your food stuff.
Right.
Oh, we have a Publix too. That's
I was thinking so it's 1:35. I was thinking maybe let's have a little bit of a break here. Like maybe 5-10 minutes or something. I'm obviously gonna get my glass filled up, and yeah, we'll be back in a little bit. What do you say, Trey? You good with that or what?
Yeah, works fine.
All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. If you'd like to subscribe to the show on MSP Waves, you can do like I think that's the little thing to the right. I think subscribe in chat, and you can subscribe to that thing. Obviously there's no one here, but you know it's all good to say. And yeah, everywhere else this is being listened to or not, you can subscribe where the obvious subscription is, so it's all good. We'll be right back. We're gonna leave you to a couple of tunes, and yeah, have a good time. Go take a piss, go grab some popcorn, grab a drink, something like that. We'll be back in a little bit. See ya.
Your vision is dead. The more you dream is dead. Vision. They get sucked from my eye. Like an eagle's claw.
Why don't you sit right back and I may tell you a tale of 3 little pigs and a big bad wolf. One day, he bought a guitar. He moved to Hollywood to become a star. But living on the farm, he knew nothing of the city. Built his house out of straw, what a pity. Then one day, jamming on some chords, along came the wolf, knocking on his door. Little pig, let me in. By the hair of my chinny chin chin. Little pig, let me in. Smoking, hopping and a bopping down on Venice Beach, getting paid money for religious speech. Built his shelter from when he garbage picked, mostly made up of old cans and sticks. Then one day he was cranking up a Marley. Along came the wolf on his big bad Harley. Little pig, let me in. Let me in. Well, I'm pumping, I'll blow your house in. Pumping, blow your house in. Pumping, blow your house in. Pumping it up, blow your house in. Well, a third little piggy, the grade A student, his daddy was the rock star. Degree from Harvard College, built his house from his architect knowledge. A tri-level mansion, Hollywood Hills. Daddy's rock stardom paid for the bills. Then one day came the old house smasher, the big bad wolf, the little piggy slasher. Little pig, let me in. Little pig, let me in. I'll blow your house in. Pumping, blow your house in. Pumping, blow your house in. Pumping it up, blow your house in. Well, the big bad wolf, well, he huffed and he puffed all that he could. And lo and behold, the little piggy's house stood. It's made out of concrete, the little piggy shouted. The wolf just frowned as he pouted. So they called 911 like any piggy would. They sent out Rambo just as fast as they could.
Yo, Wolfface, I'm your worst nightmare. Your ass is mine.
you can plainly see. And that's the end of the story for you and me. And still give a listen, you just may hear the big wolf and little piggy say, little pig, wax me in. Little pig, wax me in. Well, I'm huffing, I'm puffing, I'll blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing and I'm puffing and I'll blow your house in. Huffing and I'm puffing and I'll blow your house in. Huffing and I'm puffing and I'll blow your house in. Huffing and I'm puffing and I'll blow your house in.
And the moral of the story is that bands with no talent can easily amuse idiots with a stupid puppet show.
Soon I discovered that this rock thing was true. Jerry Lee Lewis was the devil. Jesus was an architect previous to his career as a prophet. All of a sudden, I found myself in love with the world, so there was only one thing that I could do, was ding-a-ding-dang, my dang-along-ling-long. car. It's a love affair, mainly Jesus and my hot rod. Yeah, fuck it.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back. Okay. What's up, Trey? You there? You
Yep.
live? Good. There we go.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so that was a little bit of a break. As you know, we do this show for like 3 hours now, I think. So we take a little bit of a break so that we can rest our vocal cords and stuff, especially when we're sick. So yeah. We got some new, well, not new peeps, but we got some peeps joining the show. We got Urban Ninja, we got Uncle Bonehead. What's up, everybody? Welcome.
So there's a couple of cool clips that I figure you'd like to watch. This is I can't remember if I can find the original clip, but this is one of our politicians responding to. Basically, he said there were a lot of these people who at these like abortion rallies, and they were saying like like, oh, like let's protect abortions, like pro-choice, also like women's right to choose kind of thing. And then they would be like massively overweight, like they're like built like a house. And this politician just says like, oh yeah, like these like these fat abortionists, like they were coming over here screaming about wanting to get an abortion, like nobody wants to have sex with you. And then
I wonder when I'm having my kid, It's been a while, man. This shit doesn't come out. I might have I might need a C-section.
Go ahead and go to the nearest abortion clinic.
I don't know if like does your stuff apply here? I'm not sure. I legitimately do not know like how the rules apply here. I know we're pretty like open-minded to shit because we like to show off to the world,
Yeah. Well, but if you look at the abortion laws in most European countries, they're actually more strict than America. Like America, generally speaking, other than a few states which have now like been like, okay, well, we don't want our state to be somewhere where people are like, just killing full-born babies. That's crazy. There's a lot of them that are pretty strict over there in Europe, I know. Like as far as like it's like 15 weeks. Like, okay, after 15 weeks you can't abort a baby. Like that's seems to be the reasonable compromise, right? But these people want to be able to like instantly kill the baby whenever they want to. And even the I think it's like the Prime Minister of New Zealand or something like that was like completely saying like, hey, yeah, even if it's born, like you can kill it. It's like, oh my gosh, like what is this? Like child sacrifice. But what this guy was saying is he just said like, hey, like these fat abortionists, like nobody's gonna have sex with you. And then all of a sudden, like this reporter comes up to him, and if you want to play the clip, this is his response to the reporter coming up, and she's trying to tell him like, hey, like what do you think about what you said? Like she's trying to confront him about it.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Hold up. It's a short one, 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Mm-hmm. Is it safe to say that based off of your...
Yes. See, I love this guy. He's one of my favorite of our politicians because he says this kind of stuff all the time. Like they try to get him to like shut up about it. He's just like, be offended. Like, yes.
Oh, dude, that was the funniest fucking. The funniest thing I've seen in a while. Oh, he's not even fazed by it. He's just like, yes. Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh, fuck, man, that was so good. I mean, he's not wrong.
Dude, he was. Yeah, well, if you look at the pictures too, like you can't help but see that every time these abortion rallies,
you see,
it's like
but that's the problem with today's world, man. Like every single person in the world, because of like fucking TikTok and shit, they feel like they're so fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
yeah, well, and they're being told like
there's
body positive and like,
yeah.
Oh,
but the thing is, like, I feel
perfect.
like there is, you know, like, again, I'm a fat motherfucker, you know that, you know, so I'm not hiding this from anybody. I'm a fat motherfucker. I'm willing to change that, but I'm still a fat motherfucker. But like I'm not gonna be sitting here pretending like I'm not fat. I'm not sitting here pretending like, oh no, dude, it's just bone weight or some shit like that. I don't fucking, you know, whatever, man. Or like the other dipshit says, it's just water weight or whatever the fuck. But these, like, a lot of these people are surrounded by Instagram and shit. And you know, there are women who like my stature. Weirdly, I know that's weird, but like, weirdly enough, there are women who like my stature and shit. They're rare and stuff, but there is. But
women generally like a decently tall.
It's
and
the same
like
thing with women, man.
Broad
There's a lot of dudes who like really like overweight women, like super fucking overweight women, and we've seen so many like evidence, or so much evidence in the past, where dudes will literally feed their significant other to the point of like them becoming a fucking whale. And that's sad, man. That's fucking sad as fuck.
Yeah, there's like people like feeders, like they want to like make their
dudes who just
overweight.
like literally go towards a woman. It's like, I love you, baby. Here's a fucking cake. Like, you're already like morbidly, like, I am obese, but I'm not morbidly obese. So that's the, I guess that's the big difference, right? But a lot of these women, they're morbidly fucking obese, right? I mean, I guess an obese woman is it's not like a terrible thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying just obese, right? I'm not saying morbidly obese.
Like the statistical, like overweight, like they're statistically obese or whatever. Like like by the numbers, by their like body mass.
Yeah, like those people that need a fucking cart or one of those things that you guys have in America to fucking go through Walmart.
If they have to like hop on the Walmart buggy thing, then they're kind of gone.
Exactly. So I don't need that shit. I can just walk. You know, I can walk outside of the fucking car and I can walk through the aisles and all that shit. I can do my fucking shopping on my own. So, you know, I'm definitely obese. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to fucking like admit that shit because I don't, you know, I'm not ashamed of it. But it's when you are at the point of needing a fucking vehicle to move yourself, that's dangerous. You're not dangerous to other people, you're dangerous to yourself. Like you're just in a point where you literally need a vehicle to move. That's fucking sad. Like I've like, America's been loving the morbidly obese people. They like, you guys have been doing so many fucking shows like TLC and stuff. They've been doing so many shows on like these kinds of people that it's crazy. And the majority of them don't get off of this lifestyle because they just don't know how to deal with, how to cope with it, how to, you know, just like, if you want to, you know, change your lifestyle, you have to make sacrifices, you know, and they're just not willing to do it. So they just basically sit around and fucking eat more. And
Yeah.
that shit somehow like kills their depression. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like eating doesn't end my depression. Getting drunk
women
does,
are
but you know,
like women are less likely to be depressed just because of the fact that they.
I don't know
I would
about
say
that.
overall, I would say. Well, I mean,
I don't
generally
know about that
speaking,
because
they
like
would.
women are, I think, are more emotional than men. So I think they're
Yeah, but I
more
think that
prone to
women have.
be going
Well,
through
they have the
depression
support.
and stuff.
Well, what I was saying is that like they have a support network. Like generally, women. There's very few women who don't have other female friends. There's a lot of guys that I know that they don't really have a lot of guy friends, and that's an unfortunate thing of how um and that's one of the things that I've been reaching out and talking to more people online, and we've been doing videos together talking about different topics and stuff like that. So it's helped me to kind of get out there and talk to other guys about stuff, real world stuff that's affecting me. So it's definitely something that is helpful to have a kind of network of people, and women are easily able to have a network because any woman is able to, generally speaking, talk to another woman. But guys are a little bit different. If you're not in the same, if you don't like if you're not into the same stuff as other guys, then it's kind of hard to just go up and like talk to dudes. I mean, you can like, but it is kind of weird too. It's kind of there's a lot of social oddities, but it's easy for a woman to go up to another woman and just say like, "Hey, like why, like if they're at the grocery store, like, hey, is that brand good or something like this? Like is this
I'm
kind
not
of
gonna
stuff good?"
comment on that because I'm honestly not a woman. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know if it is easy to, because again, man, like
Well, I just compare my experience to like my wife's experience, and like she
right.
can just go, yeah. See, I guess that's where I'm drawing it from. Is
But yeah,
like my
it's
wife can
different
talk
for a lot
to,
of, like, everybody's different, and maybe
yeah,
some, even like some women and stuff might have a difficulty because like they might see other women as threats towards their look and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
true.
Like there was, this woman who I was about to do well, I still pretend on doing I still hope to do a fucking episode on her. um but Holly Colino, she basically she was a victim of schizophrenia, like very very severe schizophrenia, and she was from Arizona, and I think she moved and stuff, and she documented a lot of her lifestyle and a lot of her shit, and it's fucking sad to see the progress, and eventually at some point she killed someone because of the fucking schizophrenic, because she wasn't helped by anybody, she was just like, she was mentally ill, and she was just like allowed to go, and she was allowed to live and stuff, and which is like one of the reasons why I want to touch on that subject for an episode for the Grinders Verdict podcast, because it's really difficult to like know that like someone was suffering through so much shit, and she was posting videos on YouTube left and right, and neither family or friends picked up on it to like stop her, to get her help and stuff. So yeah, man, it's a fucked up thing, but we don't know what's going through people's heads and shit. So yeah, that's the whole reason why I'm saying, like, it's subjective, that like maybe your wife, it's a little more comfortable going to approaching another woman or something, but like maybe other women can feel like threatened or something, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason why I said that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a universal thing, but I think it, like I would say aggregate overall, probably it's
Okay.
easier for a woman to like any general woman to be able to talk to another any other like a not specific woman.
Mm-hmm.
But in other interesting events, our vice president, Kamala Harris, apparently
Isn't that like
has to
the?
just.
Isn't that like the chick from Marvel Heroes or something?
No, that's you're thinking of Kamala Khan.
Oh well,
Yeah.
not a lot of differences.
Yeah.
Kamala Khan, Kamala Harris.
Harris. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both Kamalas. Right.
Yeah, so this is a clip of if you want to play the clip.
Dude. Yes. I actually wanted
Yeah,
to
we gotta
fucking
play this
talk
clip.
about this. Fucking good thing you fucking remembered me. Oh man, I was about to forget this shit.
Yeah, I
I'm
keep
a
all the good.
woman.
I keep all the good
I got
clips.
long hair. I'm wearing a blue suit.
Or like her.
I got a
her speechwriter
Levinsky
must have
up
been.
my pussy.
I'm wearing Gucci with the.
Probably not a lot of people
I have a
here will
I have
know
a mask
what a
on.
Levinsky is.
But yeah, no, her speechwriter is probably actually probably Dr. Seuss Bonehead. But they can't rhyme like well no a student of Dr. Seuss, but they can't rhyme. So if it was Dr. Seuss, they would actually have been able to rhyme that into something.
Right. So, is that that the my my pronouns are she, her. I'm a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. My nails have not been clipped for 2 weeks. I'm wearing a black mask. My skin is dehydrated. Is this how speeches are gonna go nowadays?
Yeah, if you see they like there was another clip I can't find the other clip, but they're still going around, and another one of the like the other black lady like in the black there, she's like I'm wearing a black shirt with flowers on it, and I'm like literally she starts describing it, and apparently it's because they're trying to translate it or like make it to where like disabled people who can't like
for
can't
people who are not watching,
like, yeah, who are just listening to it. Apparently, they're trying to describe that. But think about this. Somebody made a good point, and I almost died laughing.
I picked it up quickly, but the thing is, like, why do you need to say your pronouns are she or her? What the fuck, man?
Because the left, like the left, like leftist garbage in America.
Come on, man.
Well, it's they have to, dude. Like they can't not do this stuff because if they don't,
because
then
Biden,
the
right?
people, yeah, all of that stuff. If they don't do it the way that people expect them to, because this whole pronoun stuff is everywhere now. Like if I thank God I don't work at a big corporation.
Stupid.
My company that I work for is a smaller business, and it basically my boss is like he doesn't care as long as I do my work, as long as I log my time and I do my work. He don't care. He does. We don't have HR up my butt every day trying to make me do pronoun meetings or whatever. But if I was at a big corporation, dude, they do that kind of stuff.
Dude, the thing is, I
don't know if you saw the Xbox. Well, there was an Xbox thing. They literally did the same thing. It was an Xbox event or Microsoft event, and they were like, "So I'm here for the Microsoft event, and my pronouns are he/him. I'm wearing a blue shirt." Whatever.
Wait,
it's like
I think that was the fucking thing where they announced like the new advancements for cloud gaming and shit, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was that because
right.
Lost.
Well, the thing is, like, I lost my train of thought. What was it? What was I gonna say? Fucking. The thing is, like, okay, yeah, we've lived for thousands of years, right? Well, we've lived for more than thousands of years, but like for thousands of years, we've been sitting around okay with, pronouns are bullshit. Pronouns are just a contextual thing, right? You know, it's literally just like he was there, she was here, whatever the fuck. Like, it's just literally for a
They're just
contextual
descriptors.
thing.
Like, they're
yeah,
just
description.
describe
Yeah,
what you.
exactly. There's no other point to fucking pronouns other than that shit. And for thousands of years, we've lived completely okay with not making pronouns more than that shit. And in fucking, like, when COVID hits, when the lockdowns hit, and TikTok comes to the fucking top, pronouns start to fucking matter so much that the social pressure makes fucking the White House and vice presidents of America and presidents of America and all that shit completely change how humanity fucking works. I mean, that's crazy, dude. That's just fucking crazy.
Well, it's because and like there's been this push, and basically if you watch, you know, like you said, it's coming from like the TikTok world, basically, where these people have been able to get to talk to enough people in the White House, and they push this TikTok nonsense. I mean, you saw even that they hired TikTok people to work for the Biden White House, and to promote the like COVID stuff, and promote like the Biden and all this kind of stuff, like just promoting him and promoting the stuff he's doing. And so those people get in there and they could actually talk to the people who are making the rules. So,
But you think,
what do you think?
like, you think TikTok is actually like a fucking tool to make people stupid legitimately, or is it just like,
no.
it's just
I
like
think it's
a
far more
random
dangerous than that.
thing?
No, I think it's far more dangerous than that. I think TikTok was the Chinese way to destroy America, honestly.
Because the funny thing is, China is apparently crumbling. They're apparently, like, their society and everything is fucking crumbling, which is funny. Which is like, it was funny to me to read about, because a few years ago I was watching so many videos, like, from what was it, fucking 60 Minutes Australia and stuff, where they were going over all the islands and stuff around, talking about how China basically just wanted to be the next America. They wanted control over the world and stuff. They just wanted to be the next America. And it's funny to me to see, like, how they're basically crumbling, because, like, people are fucking tired of that shit, man.
Well,
and I don't blame them.
And this is this is it's not just the people, but it's also the fact that they screwed their own economy, because they thought that they could do everything on their own, and then they could make everybody else pay them. But honestly, like, the thing that makes them run is the fact that they can sell us cheap garbage. And if we don't buy as much cheap garbage, which definitely right now, with America being in a bad financial situation, we're going to be
and
buying
probably,
a lot less
like,
cheap
people not buying as many masks and shit.
Yeah, not buying masks. Honestly, that was a big thing for China, because like a lot of people bought these Chinese masks, and they were probably laced with COVID anyway. To be honest, like, they probably actually put COVID on them to send them to people, like, oh yeah.
Literally within
COVID.
the first or second week of, like, COVID hitting in lockdown and shit, I think, like, me and my old man were like, yeah, so China's gonna distribute a lot of fucking masks now, huh? Yeah, cool. So I guess the motherfuckers who apparently launched this virus to the world are also profiting immensely from this virus to the world.
Oh,
Crazy.
and that's the interesting thing. Well, like, and the so if you look at it, and this is what there's a YouTuber that I watch, Razor Fist. He made a good talk about it, about how China is basically, he called them the paper dragon, and the idea is that they look tough, like they look like a dragon, like they look like they're really strong. But if you in reality, if you look at China, I mean, they actually had one of their biggest uh their biggest like housing uh companies, like their biggest like housing company that they build
Construction.
all the houses. Yeah, yeah, construction company.
Hmm.
Evergrande defaulted, and so now they had to bail out, like they had to go give government money to basically what is a essentially a bank to then bail them out to build more houses and be able to keep that going. And so like this whole bank fails, or
Yep.
essentially like this whole financial borrowing institution fails, and then they have to bail it out, and then their houses, they can't sell the houses, that people, like nobody will buy them, none of the Chinese people will buy them, and they're banking on is American people to go buy them, and American people aren't going to go buy, property. American people aren't buying property in China like China is
No, they
buying
want they
property in
want they
America.
want Australians and stuff, man. They want Australians over there and whatnot. Because
Really?
it's
That
yeah,
would
it's
that would actually make sense.
it's close by and shit. Yeah.
Well, I
There's
mean,
actually a lot of
considering
deals going on between like Australia and China, like in terms of at least casinos and shit like that. Um, yeah, because I don't think like gambling in China is allowed or something like that, or casino,
yeah,
whatever
no,
the
that's
fuck.
illegal. That's
Yeah, so
yeah,
they yeah. So basically they have deals with like Australia and stuff to basically just like do that kind of stuff. So they do it in a like, under the desk type deal stuff. So like basically you get to a building and it's like, okay, this building's nice, and then like underground or something, it's a fucking casino.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's just
yeah, but
it's just for like the ones that pay, and for the big shots and stuff. But yeah.
yeah, I was gonna see. I had an article where it talked about, so China bought like 6.1 billion of U.S. Like land, and what are they doing with that? And why do we allow China to buy our land? Because it doesn't make any sense. Because wouldn't you want your own people to be able to buy your own land? It doesn't make any
I
sense
mean,
how they were
are they
allowed to
buying
do
it through Earth too?
it. No, they're buying legit land. Like it's physical land.
Oh shit, man. Okay, well, that's another case.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's like, okay, well, China, generally speaking, is fail. They're on decline. Like they're gonna, if we don't do literally all the U.S. has to do is do nothing and build more of our own stuff, and
Mhm.
they would be crushed. If America had our own, like, made more of our own clothes, if we made a little bit more of our own
Yeah.
computer components and stuff like that, like we would be like we would basically outmaneuver them completely. Like China wouldn't have anything left.
I think that's primarily the issue, man. It's like cheap manual labor wins over a lot of shit. So,
Well,
you
in
know.
America, people were wanting, like, oh, fight for like $15 an hour for minimum wage. Really, when you guys can't even get my freaking burger right half the time. Like if I go to fast food, no,
Yeah.
you guys don't deserve that. Like no, like no, we're not gonna make it. The reason that and this is what I'm saying is, if we would remove or actually lower our minimum wage, we would do much better. Not because I want people to make less money, but because of the fact that it prices out so many people from being able to make businesses here. Because if you can't hire someone, and even if they want to work for less money, then you're unable to actually create that factory or create the thing that you actually need to create, because there's no way that the average, like, factory worker is going to be worth like $20 an hour. Maybe some. Maybe if they're really maybe if they're higher level, like if they can know how the whole system works.
Well, I mean,
But
they're
I
probably
mean,
worth more, to be honest, because like they do, some of them can do a lot of fucking work, and some that might not seem like they do a lot of work. I mean, some of these factory workers, man, they have to stand up for like the whole day. So don't misjudge these people as just because they're like maybe standing still, or to
I'm
you
not,
they're standing still, but they might be working. You know, I have honestly,
yeah. Well,
personally,
but I'm
dude,
just saying,
I have
like
more
I'm saying
respect for
skill
factory
though.
workers than I have for fucking office workers. You know what I mean? Because like typically office fucking workers have air conditioning, they have fucking, they have like a desk, they have all that shit. Yeah, it's not healthy to sit down for so long, but who gives a fuck, man? Like you got all the shit. Like I worked in factories myself, so I might be biased here.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I,
fucking,
I think it's there's levels to it, right? So I like
I mean,
for
yeah,
what I have to do.
if you're the motherfucking responsible for the factory and you're just walking around like see things and fucking showcase your goddamn fucking boss hat or something, yeah, you're a fucking piece of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, like the middle managers who just like walk around and they're like, oh, you're not doing your things right, and that you don't ever see them do anything. They're just telling everybody else what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Like that's their job, is to tell everybody what they're doing wrong.
Yeah, but they're not doing
That's
anything right
stupid.
either, which is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's hard for me to reply
So
on that one
I would
because,
say,
like, again, I used to work in a factory, or I worked in multiple factories, and it can be tough because, like, a lot of the fucking bosses and shit, they abuse the workers. They don't pay them,
yeah.
or they pay them too late, and like a lot of people have this misconception that factory workers are just like fucking donkeys, just like, yeah, do your job and fucking get the fuck out of my face,
Well, and
but
I don't have that disrespect, but what I would say is there's like a different class of work in that way, and there's some skill. Some of them are skilled, so it depends on what kind of factory you're working. Are you working in a factory where you have to do some complex sequence of figuring out things and knowing what runs next and being able to be accountable for a lot of things? Or are you just literally pressing button and moving thing,
I mean,
or clamping
if
something down? Like it, the
yeah,
I think
I don't
there's
think
there's
any
a
factory worker is just pressing a button.
no. I'm saying like I was making the most like absurd situation, but like they probably they bend apart or they move something or they do this, and they move stuff along the sort of the conveyor to be able to go along. But I think what I'm getting at is that there are some people who are genuinely working hard and doing that kind of stuff, and then there's a lot of people who just they're just there getting by, and
Okay, yeah, I see
it's
what you're
it's hard to
saying.
tell.
I see what you're saying. So one of the things that affect Portugal the most is fucking nepotism. And
Yeah.
you literally have a motherfucker doing the same job as another motherfucker who has been put there because of nepotism, and the motherfucker's been put there because of nepotism is doing half or a quarter of the work that the other one that was put there legitimately has to do. So basically, they're gaining the same money, but the other guy is basically having to cover up for all the bullshit that the dipshit who was put there because of nepotism is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's kind of
That's
why.
what I fucking hate. That's where
Yeah,
I
and
like, dude, no.
that's why I hate like the idea of like hours based earning, because there's a lot of people
Yeah.
who they work really hard in the hours that they work, and then you have other people who do nothing.
Hmm.
And I think that there's you know for mine, it makes sense salary, right? Like it makes sense that I'm getting paid throughout the whole year, that I don't have to necessarily meet some I mean, I do. My boss, requires that I meet an hourly quota for the week, but it's not like he's not telling me like, okay, if if
They
you're
don't dictate
if
the
you're not
whole schedule of the day.
yeah, he doesn't tell me when I get to, like go take a piss break or whatever.
Right.
Like he's not holding me to account for that because he knows that for what I do, it's it's a little bit different in that I can get a lot of work done in like an hour, or I can get nothing done for like 3 hours, and it's all dependent on kind of the job and how people approach their job. And
Yeah.
like I said, I don't like the hourly based thing for a lot of people because it just doesn't make sense. Now maybe if you're working at like McDonald's, like yeah, that's kind of the only way they can pay you probably. They can't pay you in patties per hour. Uh, I mean that would be funny, but they can't really pay you in patties per hour.
The thing
Because
is,
then what if not a lot of people order patties and then all of a sudden you can't make enough patties
I think like
to make
the programming world works very different from the rest of it. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to diminish the programming world because obviously there's a lot of value to the programming world, but it works different. It is a way more. I mean, it's modern, So yeah, when you're in a factory, you're being typically monitored by a lot of like not just your supervisors, not just your boss, but you're also being monitored by the colleagues around you. And I don't know how it is the work environment in America, but over here it's typically toxic. Everyone wants to climb, and everyone is willing to fucking stomp on each other to be able to climb. So they're always this also creates this environment where you have to work even if you don't have to work, you still have to work, or you have to still show that you're working, because if some dipshit that doesn't like you or something, that's just your colleague, is just sitting there, he could be just like fucking telling on you, like, oh, that guy was fucking doing
Like,
nothing for like 5 minutes and I saw it.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Well,
Fire him. So
yeah, it becomes like a culture of like tattling, whereas like something like I said, for like my job, it's definitely a completely different experience because like I said, I can get a lot of work done in like an hour. I could bang through three different like like items. Like I could get through 3 items in 1 hour.
yeah,
Or I could get through one item in
it
3
depends
hours.
on
And
your flow, right? So if you want to work fast, you can work fast and then you have free time, or if you just want to like chillax and work slow, you can. Now that's totally fine, man. That's nothing wrong with that. I hope every single job in the world was more like that,
yeah, I
unfortunately,
think
it's
just
mostly like just the modern stuff that allows for that,
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised like if we get something like more, if we automate away some of the mundane tasks, if we don't have more stuff like this, like where people are able to engage in that without having to. And this is my argument with a lot of people. I get in a lot of arguments with people about stuff, because I was arguing with somebody the other day because I was telling them like, okay, why do I want to, like, I would rather have a self checkout, right? They don't, a lot of people don't like self checkouts. I would rather have a self checkout because if I'm even further, we use delivery, so I can order my groceries and get them delivered from Walmart in a certain amount of time. Usually you gotta order ahead like a couple hours. Like they can't just get it ready for you immediately. But if I order ahead a couple hours, they can deliver it right to my door, and that's time saved for me not having to go into the store and go collect all this stuff. and there's still a job for somebody there to go get the groceries for me and then deliver it to me. There's still jobs for people to do that stuff. So there's people who have been shifted from maybe they would have been a cashier normally, but they're doing stuff like going and shopping for the stuff that I bought in my order, and then they go get it, and then they hand it off to someone else who delivers it to my house. So those are the kind of things that, like, okay, this makes more sense for me, and it
Wait, you
helps
don't
me.
hold up. You don't go grocery shopping like on the fly? You order shit already?
Depends. Sometimes, like, if I need to go get something, like if I'm usually what we try to do is we try to plan it ahead, right? And we try to get some stuff ahead of time. And so if we can order ahead of time, then they can deliver it to us. But if if I need to go last minute, then I'll just go to the store.
What do you mean?
Well, we can place an order on the Walmart app and get the groceries delivered to us within like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, that's right. That's a very American thing that I've never seen that before. So I'm like, okay. I mean, when we need groceries, we go to the grocery shop and we buy shit, and that's it. We bring it home. We don't fucking order anything. We just go buy groceries, which I think is the appropriate thing to do, man. Like,
well, I do think it would be nice to be able to, but I think that the modern world, there's a lot of like, so my wife works, I work, and we have 2 children, and if we're having to go to the store to then get the stuff and then come back home and make sure that it's a whole process, man, and which is why we just do that, because it saves so much time.
It also makes lazies, dude.
Oh,
no wonder you motherfuckers
it doesn't
are
make
lazy as shit, man. Everything's brought to you, and all the Mexicans and all the fucking poor motherfuckers get to bring you shit, and you just fucking sit at home like, yeah, border I'll bite the door. Fucking fat fucks. How am I jealous? How am I jealous of something that literally just breeds laziness, and it literally breeds nothing else but laziness and just motherfuckers who can't do anything by themselves. Like if you have everything brought to you, you're not gonna learn shit about life, man. It's that, like, life is about fucking effort, man. Like, how are you gonna learn about life if you just fucking everything is sent to you, everything is done for you? Like, you just fucking go on a phone, get an app, and everything is done. Even Uber is fucking stupid, man.
I would never do Uber, but that's because I have a car. And
there's so much fucking shit coming from America, just like stupid as fuck, man. Like, you're just literally ruining the world, basically.
I mean, some of it's good and some of it's bad. Like, for what? Like,
I mean,
if,
but
if you
the bad
understood,
outweigh the good. That's the fucking problem, man.
That's because you get morons.
Grocery shopping specialists. Grocery shopping specialists should be the people buying the fucking groceries. What do you mean, grocery shopping specialists?
Yeah,
So,
they're the ones that they go. So, like, I place my order online, and I place my order on the app, and then they go and they get everything on my list that I ordered.
All right,
and then
so let's say
those are the people who do the shopping.
One of these motherfuckers is like having a fucking really bad day, and he just wants to, like, I'm just gonna shove a fucking fart into this, like, loaf of bread. I'm just gonna open this shit. I'm gonna shove a fart, spit, and fucking, like, rub the bread on my ass, and then I'm gonna put it back in the fucking bag and close it, and then I'm gonna deliver it to them. Like, what about that, huh? You like that? Hey, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, man?
Dude, we're just better. I'm just kidding.
Better in what? Just like literally nothing you're better at, man. I mean,
I'm trolling you. I'm trolling you.
No, I'm just like legit be like, what are you better at?
I would say, like America is the best at being able to simplify things or streamline things. Like we're the best at efficient things.
You're the
Like
best at making a world like there is in Surrogate, the Bruce Willis movie, which is literally like just make it so that you don't even have to move. You just sit in a fucking pod, and a robot does things for you. I bet that's the American dream right now. You just
I was
lay
gonna
on
say
a
more like
pod
gamer. I was gonna say more like
and
the gamer movie.
what do you mean gamer movie? Like the fucking Player One or some shit?
No. Have you seen Gamer the movie?
No, I don't think
There's an
so.
actual movie. It was I thought it was pretty good. A lot of people thought it was corny, but it's basically it's almost like a Ready Player One, but like these people control other people. So like basically there's people who like if you go to jail, instead of just being in jail, what you have to do is like you have to either be one of two things. Either you
Oh,
play
so it's
as
like
like
The
a
Sims, basically.
yeah, but they have different, games. It's like one of them is like a Call of Duty kind of thing or whatever, like a battle royale kind of thing. And the
Uh,
guy, like, there's a guy. This whole story is about one kid is controlling this guy who's a convict who's having to basically
oh
fight
no,
in
yeah,
these.
I've seen that movie. Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah,
movie. Like, yeah, the guy is aware of everything and shit, right? So he just like kind of goes over the thing with the kid and stuff. I think the kid is also like a rich piece of shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, that movie sucks, by the way.
I actually like it. I don't know.
But
Maybe I have bad taste in movies.
the
So,
action parts are good. The action parts are good, but like the
yeah.
concept is pretty shit. No, but like this Surrogate is basically Bruce Willis has its own pod, and he primarily lives through the robot, which is the exact copy of him. Everyone else has the same shit. So everyone is living their lives through their robots, and while they're sitting in pods. That's the sad part about it. Because like everyone is living life through their fucking robots, but their own life is just being thrown away inside of a fucking pod. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but I'd rather die a fucking like shitty old man than have a fucking robot live life for me. And I'm sitting in a fucking pod. Like, because you're not enjoying shit. Like, you might enjoy the emotions being streamlined by the fucking cameras and shit, but like you're never gonna live the same thing. You're never gonna have the same experience. So yeah, but and Surrogate is an old movie too. This is like early 2000s or something. Surrogate. Surrogate movie. Surrogates. 2009. Yeah, I mean, it's not that old, but kind of. Yeah, man. Fucking,
But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like if I had the time to just go do it, it would be fine, and it would be enjoyable to get out and just go do the grocery shopping. But whenever you have both the kiddos screaming, you want to
I
try to
think
do things, and
I think
there's so little time. Americans have a problem
here's
with
one thing.
time. I think is like.
No, I think you struggle more with like the fact you have so many conveniences that you think you don't have time to do shit. But I think you have time to do shit. You just have so many conveniences that you don't even like plan ahead of time to actually do those things. So you just use the conveniences that you have available to you. And you're just like, well, whatever, dude. I can just order this shit online. Fuck it. Like literally one of the things I watched a video not too long ago, like
Some yes and some no.
weeks ago. I've watched a video by an American, by the way, who said like, you motherfuckers have you have the ugliest streets in the world, just because
we
like
do. We do.
you don't have anything beautiful to look at. It's just fucking junk food joints, and it's just industrial bullshit. There's nothing interesting to look at. It's just like intersections upon
everything's modern
intersections.
art.
No one walks anywhere because everyone has a car. Everyone's fucking driving, and it's like I was watching the videos like, man, that's gotta be miserable, dude. Like, people don't walk over there. Like, what the fuck? So you guys just spend money on gyms and shit, right? Because that's where you exercise. You don't walk, anyways.
Well, and it's hard to like if you understand like the logistics of America, we're not
I
like
don't. I don't.
yes, and that's what I think is the different part for you is if you let me map out what it would be for me to actually go to a grocery store. So I can go to the local grocery store, but I have to prepare a little bit earlier, or I would have to go only on the weekends. So that would mean, but even then, I gotta get in my car. I gotta drive 5 minutes up the 8 minutes up the road. Then I've got to get out of my car, especially if we bring the kids. We gotta get kids out. Gotta go out in there. Get the buggy, go get all the stuff, come back, load it up in the car. Then I think that's a little bit different for you guys, because I think you guys can kind of walk in a market, get a bag full of stuff, and then be able to kind of walk back, to your place, right? I mean, I think I've heard you say something like you did something like that. But for me, I've got to get in the car. I got to go up there, get all the stuff, get enough stuff for probably like a week, because I really don't want to be going there every other day, and then I have to come back, and it's a whole process, man. Like it's not something that is just like, oh, I
Well,
can just go to the
no one
store.
goes to grocery shopping every day. People buy things for the week. People buy things for the month. Typically, people just buy things for the month. You know. But for the month, usually it's like canned food. They might buy some things for like the week, cheesy, and then cheese or things like that. But typically, people don't like people just buy things for them, like potato or chips, bagged chips, stuff like canned food, sausages, shit like that. And then things like cheese and things like things that last like a week or something, they just consume throughout the week. And then they might buy more from the local shop or something. But yeah, man, like we don't go to the mall or supermarket or something every day, man.
Yeah, it's difficult, like for us to be able to. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like I can walk up the road. If it was literally where I could walk up the road and be at the store, you can bet I probably would do it, because it'd be easy. But for me, it's I gotta get in the car, I gotta load up the stuff, go get it. Gotta remember my checklist, because if I get the stuff if I don't get the stuff that I'm actually trying to get, then I screwed up. There's been several times where before we had this kind of thing, I would go and I'd be like, okay, I need to get this, 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 and this. Have a checklist and still forget stuff. So it's different, man. It's a rough.
Yeah. I don't know. See, a lot of these things that I'm saying might change, because right now I don't do the fucking grocery shopping. I haven't done the grocery shopping for years. I think the last time I did grocery shopping was when I was in England, and I went with my mate to fucking again grocery shop. When I came back to Portugal, I wasn't grocery shopping. But it's basically get in the car, go to the fucking supermarket, buy shit, and then load the car with the shit you bought, come back, and go over things. So again, you gotta understand, I haven't lived in a city for, I don't know, fucking, well, last city I lived in was London. So it's since 2017 I have not lived in the city. And also, I didn't really, I actually kind of bought groceries in London, but like my life is very different from a lot of people's. But I hope, like, with this new experience and shit, my life will become a little bit more common. So, but like I told you, man, I don't want to be just spending my fucking time / money in a grocery shop or in a fucking supermarket. I want to spend it in the woman's, like in this case, in the women's market, where the fresh, cool stuff, cheap stuff too is, you know, because there's people there. It's just a fucking different environment, man. Like, if you just fucking isolate yourself all the fucking time and just like sit around using your phone for every fucking thing you do, like, of course you're not gonna meet people. Of course you're not gonna fucking like, you know, find anybody to talk to, because fucking hell, man, you're just always on your phone, fucking sitting at home and just like doing nothing. Like, you got to get out there, man. You know. and
that's not what I was like.
If you say like, oh, but I got kids and stuff, but like, yeah, you got kids, but like, what about people before you that didn't have the apps and shit that also had kids, man? Like, you have to get the fuck out there, you know, to actually experience life. You know, computers are not life, screens are not life.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
There's
100%.
an extension of life, but
well, 100%. Yeah. What I was just meaning is just like the idea that the you know, that I want to go out there and spend the time that I could spend with. I think for me, it's I would rather spend my time here with them and be able to do stuff with them, as opposed to having to go and grocery shop. Because there ain't no. I know I hated going
can't
with
you
my
take
parents
the kids to grocery shopping? I was taken to grocery shopping when I was a kid. I loved it, man. It was fun,
dude. I hated it. I don't know. Maybe I was different. I always hated it because they drag me around, and I'd be around, you know, all this.
Well, there you have it, man. There's
that,
your opportunity to be the different parent that your parents weren't for you, you know, and show the kids that like it's fun to grocery shop and go around the aisles and stuff like that, you know. Of course, it's gonna be annoying when the kids ask for things you don't want to give them, or you can't give them. You know, you're gonna have to refuse it to them, or you know. But it is part of life, man. Your kids are gonna ask you for things that you're not gonna be able to give them, despite being in a grocery store or not. So, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's So, speaking of families, and I guess there's one last thing that I thought was really interesting that I saw here. There is this article from Slate, and you know, I know you've had a little bit of different life experience, but you know,
who the fuck is
what
Slate?
are you? It's a news site. They talk about most of the article says most of the title, yes, most of the long-term problems associated with being a child of divorce are related or instead related to sexism, racism, homophobia, shoddy record keeping, and insufficient government support. So what they're trying to do,
they were gonna describe like the fucking 500 things. So it's sexism, racism, homophobia, shoddy record keeping, insufficient government support. Wow. I mean, so they basically just like put it to a point where, well, it could be anything, basically.
Yeah.
Fucking. I don't know, man. I've never been divorced. I've never been married. Um, so I mean,
But I thought it was funny, like kind of like your sort of your life experience. You grew up really without your parents, but and that's sort of what this is getting at is like it's saying like, oh well, like parents, uh, not divorce basically if your parents don't divorce, then that may be
they're
racist or something
saints.
like that.
Oh, if they don't divorce, they're
Yeah,
racist.
they're saying the opposite. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's saying like if you don't Americans became like convinced that divorce is bad, and which is what all if you look at everything, if you have a two-parent household that doesn't divorce, the kid almost always is able to go on and be, be a good, decent person, and be able to
I
live on their
mean,
own.
so I grew up without parents. My grandmother killed herself because of my grandfather, which has been the person that has been responsible for me for 30 years. So I mean, I haven't killed anybody. I'm not gay. I'm not, I'm not transgender. I'm not part of the LGBT community. So, I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that if society can take care of a kid, and by society I mean like the environment, school is very important to take care of a kid, not confuse the fucking head of the kid, but take care of them as a second home for the kid. Um, not what you guys are doing over there to kids. When
Yeah,
I say
castrating them.
over there, but probably happens in the world as well, the rest of the world. Probably Lisbon fucking has a lot of that shit too. But I mean, yeah, it's like I didn't end up. I basically ended up as like a normal person. I mean, yeah, I'm a heavy drinker and stuff, but that's besides the point. I mean, I guess besides like being a heavy drinker and a smoker and all that shit, I think I'm a relatively normal. Uh, I don't hurt people. I don't think about hurting people. I'm not, you know, anything like that. I don't use mental illness as a badge of honor. I don't really think of anything else to, like that kind of shit. So yeah, I think just
Yeah.
like if society was better, if society could just like fucking fix itself to be the what kids could sort of like rely on to raise them, I think a better job would be done. And when I say society, I'm talking about like all things society, like school and shit. School, the environment, uh, even if there's not a parent's like parental presence, there's still something to rely on, something to teach you good fucking um ways, which doesn't happen nowadays. That's the problem, I think. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the
but
reply
like
you
they're
wanted from me,
trying.
but yeah.
Yeah, what I was what this like was going for is like saying like that parents should be more okay with divorcing, and if you look at all the data, like the data that I've seen is that kids who have two parents who stick together, that they are much better off. Like generally speaking, like I mean, even though some parents are bad, I would say two parents sticking together instead of like splitting up and causing a lot of confusion.
Oh yeah,
It
for
it just
sure.
it creates a lot of chaos for these kids because there's some people that I know that divorce, and they they can't the kids are split between the parents because they don't know who's right, they don't know who's wrong, because they're not
Yeah.
old enough to make that distinction. Like they're not old enough to know like, okay, well, mommy is a good mom, and dad is a good dad, or they don't know who's
Yeah,
good,
you're
like
right.
dad's
It's
good.
gonna
And
create a stupid division because like whoever offers more presents is gonna be the good one. Yeah.
yeah, or more money. Like either they're more even they either they're there for you more, or they give you more money, and you're like, oh well, that's good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And it's relative. It's fucking subject, or it's not subjective. It's relative because like maybe one of the parents is working all the fucking time. It doesn't have time for the kid, or as much time for the kid as they would like to have. So they have to work all the time. Even in divorced parents, So
yeah, and that's kind of like one of
the kid's obviously going to associate that the person that's there more for them is going to be the good one, and the other one is like, I don't give a fuck about me. Well, that's not true. They just can't be there because they're fucking working to like pay shit for you.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what one of the guys I used to work with. He had divorced his first wife, and they had a kid together, and so the kid, he said, she would listen to her mom a lot of times because her mom had been telling her all this stuff about him, and like, oh, like he doesn't pay us enough, like, and he's paying thousands of dollars in child support a year, like, or
Mhm.
like hundreds of dollars a month, almost like almost like $1,000 a month, just to pay child support. And apparently she's been pocketing it, like she would pocket the whole money and then tell the daughter like that, oh no, daddy doesn't give us enough money. And so
Ooh,
the kid
that's
think
gummy as fuck, man.
yeah, and so the kid thinks that like the dad is a bad dad, and so she'll tell the dad like, hey, you suck, and he has to deal with that kind of stuff. And he would tell me, he told me about that one time. He was like, yeah, I had to deal with this, my ex-wife, and he's like,
Yeah.
that's why he was like, yeah, I really like my current wife, like, because apparently his current wife was complete opposite, because she was completely there. She was like, yeah, but he has to deal with that. He still has to deal with the ex-wife until the kid turned 18, and at least, and can be on their own.
Yeah, I can see that. That fucking sucks. Well, that's pieces of shit, basically. People who do that
Yeah.
are pieces of shit. So, yeah, fucking say it. Anyways, we are almost donezo. Got about like a minute left, basically. So I'm just gonna say you can find me all over the place at EldritchsPIG. Eldritch, not Eldritch, but EldritchsPIG. And follow the Amazing Thoughts podcast all over the place where you can find it, wherever you're listening to it right now. And thank you very much for listening also. And I'll pass on the word to Trey.
So you guys can follow me, Trey50Daniel, on all social media, and y'all have a great night. And this has been the Amazing Thoughts podcast.
Damn straight. Thank you very much for listening. We still got a couple of seconds here before, you know how Ron is. Ron is gonna beat my ass if
Timely.
he
Gotta be
wishes he
timely.
could beat my ass, but like he's weak as fuck. But he looks like a bird. His moves are weak. He looks like a bird. But yes, there you go. We got about 5 seconds. Thank you very much for listening. See you guys on the next one. Peace.